beautiful day the Lord has given us today, and we're out here at Wildwood Park, and I wanted to do a walkthrough video of the new jump line we've built out here. It's named Zeppelin, and I think it's the coolest trail around. So we've worked on this thing for 2 years and wanted to build it proper, but also something that anybody can get down. So I'm gonna do a walkthrough tour for y'all. That way anybody wanting to come ride it will kind of know what you're getting. Kind of coming into the hub up on the top of the Ranger Hill. So we'll have just climbed up from down there, and when you get up here, Cedar later peels off to the right, but the jump line starts right here, straight ahead with that first big roller. That's how you'll know where you're going. So we got a roller. You can go over or around, whatever you want to do. Really just trying to get up some speed because it's a relatively flat section on the top of the hill up here. Didn't have a lot of drop to work with till we get on down the line, but yeah, just want to get some shapes going early to help build some speed, and plus it's fun. Couple small berms here, and then when you pass this tree and get into this first roller, that's where we start on a couple tables. This roller is awesome. Big pump. And so this table is one of the ones that's been here really since the beginning. And then just earlier this year, we added, let me come up here where you can see, added this kind of kickoff dog leg where you can transfer over if you're really bringing a lot of speed and don't want to just over jump it down there. But super fun table. Wanted to make it where people could kind of just get their feet wet jumping and getting into the rhythm for the line. But yeah, roll it, jump it, hip it. Over the first table, gonna set you up really well for the next table. And one really cool and also intentional part of this line is having multiple places to just pull out, and if you just want to session one thing over and over. So like a lot of people love this table because really, you know, you haven't gone downhill much at all, so you don't have to climb back up much at all. So you can session this table over and over, pull out on this second one right here instead of continuing on down the line. I'm very proud of how that's worked out, and people are using it that way. So it's really cool to see something you thought was going to work end up working that way. But yeah, so we got first table and hip option. Table 2, really pretty similar. No hip option on this one yet, maybe one day. But yeah, it's just a pretty straightforward, gentle, fun table. I'll go back over. And so after this is when you're going to see your first gap, and it's a small little gap, but a gap nonetheless. And so this is where I was saying, if gaps are not your thing, there's no worries. Like, we're going to have a bypass for you anywhere there's a gap. And so this gap's just like a small little cannon, not even a little over a bike length maybe, but it's fun. It's just a floaty little thing, and it's smooth. Really sets you up good for what's next. So if you don't want that, you just stay to the left here. Really fun berm. So either option you take, come on down, crest this roller down into kind of the hole here. And to me, I've always called this the sunken table. It rides like a tabletop, but you're just kind of coming out of this hole. Same deal. You can really fly if you want to, or you can kind of just cruise over it, roll it. That one's turned out good. When we get down here to this berm, that's where a lot of things are going to start changing, because as we turn around the hill here, that's where we start going down the hill and picking up a lot of speed and getting some drop where a little more was possible. All right, so coming around the berm, that's where everything's about to get interesting. So on this berm here again, this berm's been here a long time. It's holding up pretty good. One of these days we're gonna rebuild that bad boy pretty tall. So when you get to here, it's three-way split. So rider's left is if you just want to do the top over and over. There's another one of those pull outs. Like you can just pull out, go right back up this return line that mirrors the whole trail. So you just section the top over and over and over. Middle is the main line. That's where the bigger jumps will be, and that will continue straight on down the hill. If you don't want that, you'll split right here, and it's just going to be two smaller jumps that will then cross over the main line on down. But continuing on the main line here, this is the first of our a little bit more significant jumps. This one, knuckle to knuckle, is 18 feet. So about 20 or 22 to where you really want to go, but there's not a ton to it. If you hit that corner well and hold it and get a crank or two, if you feel like you need it, this one just puts you right up and over. It's a good one and sets you up for the rest of the line really well. So pretty out here in the mornings. I love this part of the park. This whole hillside's just beautiful. On down, this is the main line still, so you can see that bypass to our right. And we'll go back up and actually show that to you so you can see it too, because a lot of people love that line. It's a great option too. So if you're on the main line here, you've just done that 18-footer. This right here is just like a little 2-foot drop. It's almost like a timing piece to me. It's like, you know, after the drop, you're getting all set up and all that. So set up for the big rock drop, which is the smoothest thing on the line. It's probably the one everybody looks at the most, kind of worried, but it's the easiest thing to hit on this line. There's back up the main, so you can see the first gap there. Here's that little 2-foot drop. And right here at this intersection is where, if I didn't want the big gap, I've been on this low line, you come down, it'll cross over because this is another big gap. And so if you don't want gaps, you're going to stay right and then cross over left, kind of like a little wall ride behind that tree, and then rejoin the line just past there. But let's walk up here. So if you didn't want the gaps, you're going to stay to the right here, and this is what it looks like. So yeah, my 6-year-old loves this line. There's a better look at the first big gap. It's pretty cool. But this is about the bypass. So bypass on this one, like I said, it's like a little ski jump. I mean, you can kind of roll, you can go here, you can go way down there. Really don't matter. We built this to be another fun option. Come down, and then just a little micro table. Again, fun to ride, fun to roll, fun to jump, fun. So you can see that main line coming down beside us here. There's that 2-footer. And so you can see coming from this way, it's going to put you right on the right on that little wall ride behind the tree. It's time to see the big rock dropping. Like I said, it's easier than all the other stuff, but I think it's the coolest feature on the line too. So let's go look at it. So you've come down, well, I should just get you there. We've come down, first gap, 2-footer. See, it's just like a straight shot, like you're just picking up speed. You can start from that landing and not even, you get a couple cranks and you'll be on for this. So it really doesn't take a ton of speed. But you come up like Pride Rock here. You're coming off the rock between the trees. It's actually 17 foot from, you know, the edge of the rock to the edge of the dirt. This one, you're typically landing more like 20-25 feet, somewhere in that sweet spot down there. But just unbelievably smooth. Really cool feature. I love this spot of the trail. So that's as far as that stick goes. But yeah, pretty spot. So there you go. That's how you make it look big, right? You got to get down low into the side. I'm telling you though, it's on. So yeah, main line folks are coming off between the trees there. Bypass line folks are crossing over, bypassing here and rejoining the line. And so from here down, we're once again just all one line, and everything from this point down is rollable. What really dictates your experience is just speed and how hard you hit it. And I'm really proud of how that worked out. You know, I wanted to make it to where everybody could enjoy this trail. And so it's so cool, like me and my oldest son, he's 6, we're out here the other day, both just jamming on these jumps. And that's cool. Here, which carries tons of speed here. And this jump here, it's kind of like a step down into this big open area. We didn't tear all that out. That's actually, tornado came through a few years ago and ripped a bunch of the trees down. So it's this big kind of gravel pit opening in the woods. But this step down is definitely the biggest availability for airtime on the line. A few of us who are really hitting this line fast are going 35, 40 feet on this jump sometimes. So it's a good one. But what's cool is you don't have to. You can just roll it. You can actually dodge it completely. Like some people just don't even want to roll. They just go beside it. No big deal. But that one actually we had to rework. It was a little bit further this way on the hill, and we ran into people over jumping in it. So that was no good. But we scooted it all back, stretched everything out, and it's a lot safer and more fun now. So super cool jump, just floaty. Just kind of a side shot of it. So you can see you've carried all that speed coming up, land somewhere down in here, get set up for the next one. So this is another one. So this one is, it's not a step up because you're not really landing higher, but you're coming up out of the hole here. So it, in some ways feels like that, but cambered lip. So you can really make it what you want. Some people, again, they're just completely bypassing it left. Some people will just kind of hop it. You can just jump straight. And then as you get more and more speed and want to get more and more technical with it, you can pull from further and further right of the lip, which is getting you more height, and go for the transfer over there. So I hadn't pulled tape. I don't know. I imagine it's every bit of 18, 20, 22 feet somewhere, depending on where you land on the wall, if you really want to stick that transfer good. But it's a cool one. Coming out of all those step downs and drops, you've got tons of speed. And this thing's just floaty. It's the one spot when we were building the trail that I had a pretty good wipeout. Tore up my elbow, but I just had to figure out that lip. And we got that thing mellowed out, and it's spot on. So yeah, another angle. Hit this however you want. It's a fun one. We're moving on. This is kind of the last jump, and it's really not much of a jump. You can, now some people, it's crazy. It's fun seeing how creative people get out here. A couple guys have started bypassing this previous jump here to hold all the speed they can, because they're trying to Jackson Goldstone it from this down into my berm here, which is super cool. I've done that, tried that a couple of times myself, and that is fun. I like this jump way too much to skip it. But yeah, like you can roll this thing. It's just kind of just steps down quick enough that it's easier to get your wheels off the ground if you want to. But if you want to slow roll it, it's there too. Jump down, huge catch berm. That thing turned out massive. To throw back to one of the oldest features out here, when the line, this hillside used to look so different. It would stair step its way up, and it's just, it has changed so much. It's really cool. But yeah, massive catch berm. And from here, really the line is pretty much done. Let's give y'all a better look here as we're going. Because you've done all your jumps, big catch berm back there. Kind of a little swell here to hold you on the line and slow, get you ready for this nice 180 fish bowl of a berm here that Eric stacked up, and that thing, you can hit that as hard as you want. It is solid. Few people have laid it down in this thing trying to get so low. But what it does is it allows you to just hold all that speed to get you started on the return climb back up. Or the return walk. Yeah. That's it. Get down here, loop around to where I'm at to continue right. Or if you know you're done for the day, you can actually punch right over the top of the berm. We need to build a little better landing there, but it does slope down to where you can come up and over and then just take these switchbacks down to the bottom of that valley, then up to the Ranger parking lot right over there. So this is the return climb. I mean, it's really, that's another thing that worked out so well, is just the buyback between laps is super minimal. And it's really worked out where a lot of people are pulling like half laps. So like they'll only run the top a bunch, or they'll only run the bottom, like starting at that halfway point. So this being such a sessionable, fun line, and people using it that way, has been super rewarding. From taking this that lived in my head for so long, and now seeing it in real life and being used by people here is super cool. So that's another great thing about this return line, is you are right here next to the actual line. So like, it's the perfect spot for scouting this thing the first time before you ever hit it. That way, you know, you don't want to be down in the line, get smashed by somebody coming down. From this return trail up here, you can see every big feature. Good for scouting, good for just hanging out and cheering on your buds. It's really what I'm hoping to have at the big jam coming up on the 8th. There's another thing I wanted to mention. So on November 8th, it's 2 Saturdays from today. Want to have a massive jump jam, just breaking this trail in, because like I said, it's been 2 years we've worked on this. So, you know, we want to get people out here. We want to tell people about it and that it's here, and just all have a good time in the woods, you know, enjoying what God has for us out here. So I hope y'all can come. Hope y'all like this video. Hope I hadn't been out of breath the whole time. But anyway, appreciate y'all watching.